Hey folks, welcome back. You're back to B-SideRadio.
B-Side!
Marcos Mays, Tony Dismuke, D'Angelo Waddington on the camera. Talking on subjects that relate to our community. Subjects that relate to us growing up as a family, raising our children, black men raising black daughters, black mothers raising black sons, and sometimes not doing it together as parents. So, and the relationship that this music that we listen to nowadays has and impacts that situation. So, I'm gonna start it off with my kind of perspective. I'm a late father. I didn't have my children, my daughter, until I was in my late 40s. I'm actually 49 years older than my son. And the thing that I've noticed, though, is that the younger generation after me, there's just a lot of single mothers, and no fault of their own. I mean, young people make bad decisions. I made plenty of them when I was young. But when it comes to the music, a 18-year-old raising a child, typically the music they listen to is not necessarily like that. I mean, I don't know if y'all know that gentleman on that screen right there. That's Curtis Mayfield, who spoke to the spirit of humanity. Master on another level. So I think that a lot of what happens when you're a single parent is that you are trying to keep up with the Joneses and to fit in, as opposed to an established relationship where you know who you're with, and the real you can actually now step out of, because you got to balance it. Because I guarantee you that in a household with both parents, one of them is going to say that music is not right for our children. I mean, I don't know how a lot of you feel about verbiage and music and things that your children see and hear, but I've always been brought up to understand that there are two things that influence you more than anything else. That's sight and sound. It's what you see and what you hear, or is what you see them do to you and what you hear them say about you.
What's the difference between raising a daughter and a son? What's the biggest difference off the head?
Well, first off, when you're raising a daughter, it's I feel that it's a lot more for a black man. It's a little more difficult in the respect of just trying to figure out exactly what you're supposed to do. I mean, I have sisters and I have a mother, but as far as me actually raising my own female part of me and wanting to make sure that I do it right, sometimes, you feel,
Did you use books like people say? Did you use elders? What did you use for advice, or did you just freestyle?
Only elders. I don't listen. Man, let me just be real with you. First off and foremost, I mean, that's one of the biggest problems with mankind right now is the fact that they don't follow instinct. They follow what somebody else's instinct was, or what was profitable to somebody, and they wrote it down in the book. Let me just be point blank about that. Because somebody has been given a platform that is massive and huge does not make them an authority on anything. I mean, just because, I'm not going to say anybody's name, just because a black woman with a big, broad audience of white and black people, that does not mean that what they say means anything. It's just that people were listening and people tuned in. So that's why you got paid this huge amount of money.
So you think the elders are the best advice
for raising my children?
Raising kids.
I mean, I'm gonna tell you like this: the same cells that's in my elders are the same cells that's in that daughter.
That's right.
I mean, I don't need any outside influence, because I also have a wife. And I mean, I have a wife who is, raised by a wonderful woman. I don't have my mother here, or my eldest sister here, but I do have, my wife, my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law that are in here in California. When I get questions about how do I deal with this, that, or the other, I naturally go to them when it comes to my daughter. you know. But the fact of the matter is that
You think it's a pride issue for a lot of men to do that?
nah, I don't think it's a pride issue at all. I really think that it's like, you know,
So it's pretty easy.
if
to do
you
that.
if you, for me it is. I mean, I ain't got not an ounce of attitude or arrogance when it comes to raising my children. It's like when it comes to my kids and music. My kids, when they with me, I mean, my kids know every old school joint that you can think of. Why? Because I can play the greatest, funkiest music like that. I don't know about that. I almost lost my train of thought messing with this dang. Man, come on, really? Now,
This is why we talk about black fathers, so we don't end up like Freddie.
you know
what I'm saying?
because Freddie's quite dead.
Freddie dead as a motherfucker.
Yeah, Freddie dead. I mean,
So that's why we need black fathers and we need black mothers to prevent our black young sisters and brothers coming up to end up like Curtis will let you know. He's telling you the future.
you're telling the future.
Telling you the future.
No, the fact of the matter is that I can play this around my kids. I can actually play this song.
There was love in this man. See what I'm saying? That's Curtis.
You know, it's like I can put this on. I can put Roy
Make
Ayers
sure
on.
y'all hit that like button if you like Curtis.
Hey, Riley,
You know what I'm saying?
come here, crazy child.
Speaking of the future.
My voodoo child.
The future.
Now, come here, mama. Come right here.
Right,
No,
right.
don't be silly, all right? Because I don't want you to be. All right? What kind of music do you listen to? What kind of music does Daddy play for you?
Yeah, you make me listen to old school music and I like it.
Why do you like it?
Because I just like it.
What's one of your favorite songs that I play for you?
That show.
You like the show Dougie Fresh?
Yeah.
Wait a second, can you beatbox?
Yes, I can.
Show me a beatbox.
No.
Come on, please.
No.
You can beatbox right now?
Yes, I can, but I'm not doing it.
Don't be shy.
Wow.
Why not?
No.
I got video of
You ever
it.
heard of the Fat Boys?
Oh, no.
Right. You ever heard of the Fat Boys?
Yes, I
Hey, Riley, let me ask you this. So, how does the song Green Eyes go?
No, I'm not singing it.
You didn't gotta sing that?
No.
See, now this is part of raising a daughter, you know. She knows that this camera is looking, but she was singing for me if you guys weren't here.
I can see a security camera.
You know, the thing is that from her birth, it was a different person that I was. I like songs with every drop of profanity under the sun in it. But it would be irresponsible for me as a man to play that music around my children because their comprehension of what that song is about is not quite developed enough. And so, and the fact of the matter is now that I've gotten older and raised these little busybodies, I know that it is my responsibility to feed them the right type of B-side radio, to feed them that song that mainstream doesn't play anymore because mainstream feels that there's no more money in that sound. Well, it's not always about money mainstream. Sometimes it's about the soul of our nation, the soul of our people. If you want our kids running around taking Molly Percocet, you know who I'm talking to. All you gotta do is let him be the superstar. If you want our kids talking about guns and violence and shooting up the streets and all this good stuff, just keep playing the music you're playing. If you want to know what's wrong with Chicago, that's what's wrong with Chicago. If you want to know what's wrong with, a lot of places in the United States, all you gotta do is listen to the music that people are playing. Where you want to run back another room, Mama? All right. Yes.
Thank you,
Can I go
Ryan.
fast?
Can I get a dab? Brother, can I get a dab before you go? You gotta do it for the camera though. You gotta come
Say
all the way over
subscribe
here.
and
You
dab.
gotta go right here. You gotta tell them to subscribe.
Subscribe and like.
Tell them.
Subscribe to my dad's channel before I yeet you out of your house.
And can a dab for me?
And
Suckers.
share and square.
And make sure you share.
Share and swipe.
And ring the bell.
Share and
And
swipe
ring the
it
bell.
out.
As she says, ring the bell. All right,
Ring the
that's the
bell.
alert. So now, back to what I'm
I'm gonna
saying.
interview Sharon Swipe in a minute.
You know, yeah, she older. But the fact of the matter is that
People
I
know
don't.
shit like
I'm not here to boast and brag. All I can tell you is this: is that the two gentlemen that sitting in this room with me have seen my children from the day they were born. How many times have you heard a bad word ever played in front of them? It doesn't happen, and the reason it doesn't happen is because as a black father, I'm one of 9 children.
I see the power of family. I see how it can warp an individual into being one type of individual to when he moves into the family gravity, it totally transforms him to something very positive, man. So I have to say that.
The reason I bring up the family of 9 children is because the 9 children in my family were like 9 planets, and actually my older sister is deceased, so she's like Pluto, who was removed from being a planet. Now, mom and dad are a perfect example of your son, and at some point you become the son to your children. You have to bring warmth to those children, and so that's my planets in there. Those are my planets running around in there. And fact of the matter is that everything that I know musically. Oh my God, that song is listen to them drums, dude. That is what makes me who.
This is another reason why you should be a good mother and a good father. So your son and daughter won't be in the alley with the pusher man.
Mm-hmm.
Curtis is letting you know.
He's talking to you. He's telling you. I mean, it's like
this is what your kids are gonna go see if you don't do your job.
See, back in the day,
be that nigga in the alley.
That's right.
You don't want that.
Back in the day, it was about lyrics. It was about the structure of the song. And now, when it came to the world of samples, so you sample an original sound, and you just say because the sample was going to be a hit with no words to it at all. If you listen to that beat right there, it doesn't need words to make it go. The words are the second barrel of the double barrel shotgun, though.
Yeah, the words are important.
I mean, and so people nowadays, the words are the thing that people put the least amount of effort in. We've gone through every form of music. When it was conscious rap, they tried to put it down. When it was hardcore rap, they tried to put it down. Do you know?
I don't know.
I mean, they don't know about that. I mean, if you want to know about it, pick it up. I mean, one of the greatest legends of music, period.
Wow.
Period.
Wow. Curtis Mayfield.
I mean, you have got to understand that life is just like the arrangements that people do in great music. You are going to sit at your desk of life and you're going to make adjustments. Each time one of my children were born, I had to step back and readjust because I had a daughter and then I had a son. Now, before I go any further, don't forget, we need you to subscribe, we need you to follow, we need you to like, and we need you to share.
I mean, like this. Y'all want more of this? Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell yourself to tune in because this is happening every week. B-SideRadio.
B-Side, and I'm not talking about lowercase b, capital B-Side Radio. And now I want to just say one thing before we cut from this segment. Everybody that's listening, we truly appreciate you. We love you. Remember, keep that mind clear, keep that heart pure, because when we start playing this kind of music and it gets into you, it's like you're gonna be entangled. If you know what entanglement is, you're gonna be entangled with our music. Love you guys. B-SideRadio.